The day has finally come. The Xbox version of PUBG has gone full release, and we finally got our hands on the map, Sanhok. As expected, there's some patch notes for this big release, so I thought I'd go through it for you guys, talk about everything that's included, and kind of give my opinions at the same time. I was able to play the map quite a bit last night, so I'll have some gameplay in the background of everything that we did. I played a lot of duos and got a solo match in there. If you haven't checked out my solo match, I posted that earlier today. I'll have an annotation in the top right corner of the screen right now if you want to check that out. I'm not talking through the whole thing like I do my full match walkthrough series. I kind of just let the gameplay tell the story, and then I come through and just talk at the beginning and the end. But you kind of get an idea of how everything runs on the Xbox One X for Sanhok. But it's some first-person perspective gameplay, so if that interests you, definitely check out that video. But let's go ahead and get into the patch notes and see everything that's included with the 1.0 release. So it starts off by saying, the day we've all been looking forward to has finally arrived. PUBG on Xbox is officially graduating to 1.0. The official PUBG 1.0 launch brings more quality of life and optimization improvements in addition to tons of new content for everyone to enjoy. Our third map, Sanhok, achievements, event pass, and much more are being implemented into the game. The new map, Sanhok, and they actually give the pronunciation, so I know you guys have been giving me a lot of crap for saying Sanhok. A lot of people say Sanhok or Sanhok, but it's Sanhok, S-A-H-N-O-K is how you pronounce it. Sanhok is a 4x4 kilometer map, which is 1/4 of the size of Erangel and Miramar. The games tend to end a little bit more quickly on the tiny island, but battles are still massive. Every game still features 100 players. Certain settings have been customized specifically for Sanhok to better fit its unique design. Details are below. Performance. Faraway players and vehicles aren't rendered the same way on Sanhok, resulting in some server performance improvements. As far as gameplay is concerned, weather in Sanhok changes dynamically. Players can also throw apples while waiting to board the plane in the in-game lobby. You guys will get there as soon as you see the first in-game lobby of Sanhok. You'll see all those apples flying left and right. There were some changes to the red zone. The red zone is smaller and shorter lasting on Sanhok. The center of the red zone appears outside of the play zone, the white circle. This means players are more at risk when outside of the play zone. The changes to the blue zone. Blue zone on Sanhok has shorter waiting times and longer travel times. So basically the time in between the circles will be faster, but the time that the circle actually moves during the movement is slower, which is good because you can pretty much outrun the circle at any time during the match, which is perfect. I wish they would implement that on the other maps as well. I think that if you could outrun the circle, it would be way more fun and less frustrating at times because nobody likes dying to the blue. The blue zone is also dynamic. It checks remaining player numbers before deciding the next circle, adjusting the waiting time and travel time accordingly. This doesn't affect the circle size. Spawn balance. The item spawn rules have been customized on Sanhok to get you equipped for battle faster. ARs, SMGs, and DMRs are spawned more often. 8x scopes and 15x scopes don't spawn on Sanhok, however, they may still be obtained from care packages. And I've noticed this, if you guys play a few matches, you'll notice anywhere you jump basically, if you jump into a small area with a couple buildings, or if you go into a hot drop, you're going to find weapons just everywhere. Weapons and ammo literally everywhere. There's no excuse to not have an AR or a DMR or an SMG within the first couple minutes of the match, unless you hot drop and then get shot in the back or something like that. But really, you're going to find something everywhere you go. And like they mentioned with the endgame lobby, everyone will receive 20 apples in the endgame lobby, which can be thrown around freely. Practice your throwing skills while you wait for the game to be started. So there's two new weapons introduced on Sanhok. The QBZ is an AR that uses 5.56mm rounds. It can hold up to 30 rounds per magazine and 40 extended. And that's actually going to replace the Scar L on Sanhok. So you won't see the Scar on Sanhok at all. That'll still only be on Miramar and Erangel. And you won't see the QBZ on Erangel or Miramar. You'll only see that on Sanhok. The QBU is the new Sanhok exclusive DMR with a standard magazine of 10 and extended of 20, and it takes 5.56 as well. There's also a bipod attached to the QBU, so if you do go prone, that will kick out and it'll greatly reduce the recoil on your shots. There's a new vehicle, the Roni. The Roni is a new pickup truck that can only be found on Sanhok from the automaker that brought you the Murado. This truck holds up to 4 passengers and excels at moving across Sanhok's hilly landscapes. The Roni is one of the larger vehicles on Sanhok, so it can be used for cover as well as transportation. Now they say it's large, but it's really a small pickup truck. It's not that much bigger than the Dacia or anything like that. You will see the Dacia and some motorbikes as well. On the PC they added the little scooter, and I think that's going to be added eventually on Xbox. So that'll be pretty fun to mess around with on Sanhok. So you're not going to be without a vehicle, but really, you don't really need it unless you're in a dire situation. The weapon skin system. And we kind of went over this before in the other video I had on the currency in the game, the G coin. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll throw another annotation up on the screen right now. But players can select weapon skins. There's a weapon skin UI, and you can check details about the equip weapon skin with a view more button. Basically, you just go to your customization screen after you have opened a weapon skin, and you go over to your weapons section, and then you apply the weapon skin. And if you want more weapon skins, you just have to buy the Raider crates, which are the ones that have them in them, and then you can apply them to those guns. There's also a parachute skin. So if you guys do get a parachute skin, kind of like the one that they gave away for free on the main menu, and the one that you guys see me with the Xbox One parachute skin, you go to the customization option, go to the gear tab, and then you'll be able to apply that parachute skin. They mentioned the crate system, but I'm not going to go over everything again with the crates. Basically, they have all the different crates that are 1000 BP, and then the weapon crates are 2000 BP, and those don't increase in cost after every one that you buy. But like I said, I did this in another video just recently, so if you want to check that out, feel free to find out more that way. Now some user interface and user experience changes. With 3 maps now in the game, you'll choose between 2 playlists instead of 2 maps. The Battle Royale playlist contains both Erangel and Miramar. Selecting it will randomly drop you into one of the 2. The Mini Royale playlist contains only Sanhok for now. Select both playlists to be randomly dropped into one of the 3 maps currently into the game. So by default, both of these playlists will be selected. What you'll have to do, I think you push the left trigger when you're going to start a match, and then you can select these. Basically, if they're grayed out, that means they are deselected. If you see color on the pictures, that means they are selected. So you want to make sure that you deselect Battle Royale mode if you just want to play Sanhok, and vice versa. If you want to just play Battle Royale mode, you need to deselect Mini Royale, and then you will just be able to spawn on Erangel and Miramar. But I imagine there's going to be a lot of people deselecting the Battle Royale mode for a little bit just to get their hands on Sanhok and see what it's all about. So I know that's not the greatest map selection that you guys wanted. You guys wanted to just completely get rid of Miramar and just have Erangel and Sanhok and just forget about Miramar altogether, but unfortunately that's not an option for you guys. I actually enjoy Miramar quite a bit, so I would probably be the opposite. I would take off Erangel for a little bit and just play Miramar and Sanhok, but that's not a thing just because they don't want the player base to split up too much. If a bunch of people just get rid of Miramar, then anybody that actually wants to play Miramar won't be able to find a match very easy. It'll take a long time, and the more and more you split up the player base, the longer it's going to take to actually get a match. So they just want to avoid that and just make things as smooth as possible. Now some performance changes that they made. They optimized loading high resolution textures on the OG Xbox One, and they optimized level streaming on the Xbox One X. In my matches on Sanhok last night, I didn't find any issues at all. Besides there being a little bit of a frame rate issue when you pan left or right at times, if there's a lot of foliage or if there's a lot of players in the area, of course we're going to get that little bit of frame drop. But overall, everything seemed really stable. There was no crashes or anything. My friend plays on the OG Xbox One, and we didn't have any problems. No real game-breaking issues as far as I'm concerned, but I'm sure someone has something out there. But if you experience something, definitely let me know in the comments so that we can be aware of it and just see where we need to go from there. There were also some bug fixes with this release. So they fixed an issue where some items weren't able to be picked up. They fixed an issue where having more than one controller connected would lower the sensitivity after aiming down sights and disallow driving vehicles. They fixed an issue where frames would drop because of effects from destroyed vehicles and boats, so basically the fire effect, I guess. They fixed an issue where the screen would be darkened in HDR on some monitors. They fixed an issue where the character would seem like it's moving faster after certain steps near stair handrails. And last but not least, they fixed an issue where a player was unable to navigate shotgun through attachments on the S1897 and the S686. They have a note in here about war mode and custom matches. So if you guys weren't aware, they announced that with the full release that war mode and custom matches will be available, but then they clarified that that's just ready, but they have to deploy it. So they say, for a smooth and healthy matchmaking times for our new contents and features, we've decided to push each of them live with the time gap. So Sanhok first, then war mode, and then custom matches. This is to let everyone enjoy and delve into each set of content with time. Sanhok is available right now, and we expect to begin offering war mode as a weekend event in late September with full custom match functionality to release in mid-October. So they wrap it all up by saying, "Today marks a new chapter in the PUBG journey. 1.0 is just the beginning. We're looking forward to continued active development alongside our players to make the PUBG experience the best that it possibly can be for our Xbox community. Thank you to everyone who has supported us along the way, and we welcome all of our new players who will join us today with open arms." So that's it for the patch notes, and like I said, I played quite a bit last night on Sanhok and just had a blast. I really enjoy the map. I think it's a lot of fun. It's really cool because you can basically fly to any part of the map that you want. So if you find a favorite spot, no matter where the flight path is, you basically will be able to get to it one way or another. You might have to long jump, but either way, you'll be able to get to it. That is not the same case on Erangel and Miramar. You can find some places that you can likely get to every time, but literally anywhere on the map on Sanhok you can get to whenever you want, no matter where the flight path is. And another big positive is that even if you're looting the side small buildings, you're sure to find some really good loot, decent armor, decent weapons, decent ammo, scopes, just everything. The loot is everywhere and it is plentiful in the entire map, so I hope you guys do get a chance to get in there and try it out. It's a lot of fun. If you get in some hot drops, it can still be chaotic, just like it is in school and Hacienda and everywhere that you can hot drop on those two maps. Pretty much any big city is going to be a hot drop because there's 100 players on this tiny map. If you want to be safe, just to kind of feel out the map a little bit, try and find a cluster of 3 or 4 buildings in an area that's maybe near a hot drop location, but not right next to it. That way you won't get as many players to contend with right at the start. If you want to just ease yourself into a couple matches, if you want to just get yourself familiar with the terrain and how everything works on the map. But yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely give it a like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything PUBG Xbox. Remember to follow me on Twitter and get in my Discord channel. We have a lot of people in there talking games, talking PUBG, getting teams together and winning some chicken dinner. So I hope you guys can join and have some fun. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you later.